sometimes I see my old interviews or old videos and I'm like, I'm the same only. Nothing has changed so drastically or so much also. I don't just want to, sing songs and dance around trees anymore. Can't be surrounded by yes men and people who are always telling you that you're doing great, you can't. Now, like the film that's stuck in my mind, like I really want to do a comedy film because I enjoyed, I enjoyed people enjoying Dream Girls. So I want to be in those old school Akshay Kumar films Hera Peri and
that's
cult.
That's
cult. Cry and shout and every other person copes with stress. I also know that everything changes every Friday and you can't get complacent, you can't get carried away by the hate or the love. You have to be the same, you have to keep working hard and doing better.
Hi guys, this is Himesh and welcome to Pinkvilla. Today we have with us Ananya Panday who is celebrating the success of a recently released Kho Gaye Hum Kahan. Welcome to Pinkvilla, Ananya. It's lovely having you here.
Thank you.
Firstly, how does it feel seeing all the appreciation for your performance in Kho Gaye?
It feels really good. It feels exciting. It feels motivating. And it feels like a release, in some way, because we give so much to the movies that we make, and we've been with this film for so long, for I think more than 2 years now. Since we all got cast and were workshopping and filming and everything. So, and I was so excited for it. I would keep telling everyone, but Kho Gaye Hum Kahan, that's going to be fun, that's going to be different, and people were not expecting anything, I think, from it, which is the best thing, it's good to surprise people. But now it feels good because I think more than anything, the fact that people have related to it so much, they found comfort in the movie, they've found, things that they want to change in their lives because of a movie. And, when someone has a conversation because of a movie, I think that's a good sign. Yeah.
True. But how do you view your journey or growth as an actor from Student of the Year 2 till Kho Gaye?
It's a big change in a way, but it still feels like such a small part of something that I hope is going to eventually be much longer and much bigger. Everything feels like a small step and a contribution to what I am. Every experience, every shoot, every person I come in contact with, they've changed the person, changed me in a way, but I've also, I think, stayed the same. Sometimes I see my old interviews or old videos and I'm like, I'm the same only. Nothing has changed so drastically or so much also, which I'm happy about. But it feels very different. I feel like I've grown a lot just in terms of my approach towards acting. I don't just want to, sing songs and dance around trees anymore, which I love doing also, but I don't want to just do that. I want to also find myself, represent, all kinds of stories in India and the women of India. And I just want to keep growing.
Great. But are you critical of your own work?
I can't take a compliment. If you say something nice about me, I won't believe you. So I'm very critical about my work. I'm not one of those actors who looks at the monitor because that'll be the end of me. I'll find something wrong in everything that I do. But it's like a process. The first time I watch a film, my own film, I'm just looking at myself and I'm just like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. What did I do? I've ruined everything. And then I'm able to, just make peace with it and feel like, okay, it's fine. You did fine. But I think it's good to feel like that. Not so much also, but it's good in a way because it keeps me on my toes and I'm never content. I always want to get better and do better.
But who are the people to whom you reach out to for feedback?
My directors. I think for me, I'm a full director's actor and it's instant on set, after every shot, until my director's not happy, I have to ask them okay, what can I do? Should I try this? Should I try that? So it's mostly it's always my directors actually,
Right. But outside of of course, a film director will always have a perspective about your work and film. But when the product is ready, when you show it to maybe family, friends, is there anyone?
I think my parents are my biggest cheerleaders, but my biggest critics as well. They'll give very honest feedback about, and I've actually inculcated a lot of what my dad especially has said. And my mom also, even my younger sister, because she's studying filmmaking, so she's very passionate about films as well. And some of my closest friends as well, I can actually rely on them to tell me. Even my team, my hair and makeup on set, they'll always tell me if I'm going to make one expression too much or I'm doing something weird with my face, they'll always tell me. Right. So I'm surrounded by honest people at least.
That's always good. I think it's always good to not be in a bubble, basically.
You can't be surrounded by yes men and people who are always telling you that you're doing great, you can't.
When I interviewed Karan sir recently, he said that in 2023, he wanted validation more than any other year because of all that had Exactly. That was my question. Do you seek validation or from like what sort of validation? Do you look out for validation for your work?
Yeah, I look out for that. I'm just a validation seeking person.
Yeah.
I think that's why playing Ahana was very perfect for me because she's
Yeah.
also on this journey to seek validation.
Yeah.
But I am like that because, as I said, for me, it's like instant validation. Like on sets, I need like my director to be okay with something or happy with the shot. Otherwise, I'll like beat myself up over it. I need to be told that I'm doing fine and I'm on the right path. And then also, once a film comes out, I really want the audience to like the work that I do. I want other directors to like the work that I do so that I get more work after this. So it's constant validation seeking.
Correct. And has there been an instance on the film set where you surprised yourself?
Yeah, I think there are always these moments because as actors we're always chasing to be as honest as possible and like almost forget that you're acting and you're saying dialogue. So those moments where I'm completely lost between action and cut, which is always the dream but doesn't always happen, especially when you do too many takes. Sometimes that feeling goes away, but when those takes are over, then I feel like I surprise myself. Or also when I'm doing something out of my comfort zone, sometimes in songs, I surprise myself because I hate it. I get so nervous before song shoots. So yeah, I think doing something I thought I couldn't do, and then when I do it, I feel like I've surprised myself. Yeah.
Is there any particular scene or sequence or song where you think you surprised yourself?
See, it's never about remembering dialogues. I'm never surprised that I can because I'm a rattu. Like, I remember everything. So even when I do like 12-page scenes and I've remembered every dialogue, I remember the other person's dialogue also. If they forget, I'm like, that's your line, you have to say that. So with lines, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I think it's about like, I wouldn't say surprising myself, but like, you know, before you do a scene, when you get the script for the first time, there are certain scenes that you mark out and you're like, okay, this is the big moment, how am I going to do this? And then when you finally do it, like for example, with Ahana and Rohan, that last fight in the film, like it was that big moment. And I was very nervous about it. And then when I finally did it and Arjun was so happy with it and a lot of people have loved it, I think that was a nice surprise. Yeah.
And you know, post the release of Kho Gaye Hum Kahan, there is so much conversation around your performance. Not just on social media, but also in the industry. There are so many people who are like, the best is yet to come. In 24, we'll get to see a lot more of you on the performer side. Does that add any sense of pressure?
It is. I wouldn't say pressure. It's good pressure because I'm feeling after Kho Gaye, I just have to keep doing better and get. I don't want to disappoint people. You know, when you create a certain level for yourself or a certain like zone for yourself, you want to keep getting better and you don't want to disappoint people. So now more than ever, I'm feeling especially pressurized into what I want to do next, the kind of movies I want to do next. I don't want to just do anything for any wrong reason. I want to be able to be as honest as possible and give people something different also. I don't want to, you know, bore people and all that.
But what is it? What are the kind of films that you want to do next?
So I'm doing my show for Amazon, which is Call Me Bae, which is a fun chick flick sort of thing. And that's my OTT debut. I think that surprised me because it's like 8 episodes and my characters in almost every scene. And I always felt like, how am I going to keep the energy up all the time? But I hope I've managed doing that. And then I have my cyber thriller with Vikramaditya Motwani, so which is again in a different zone. And then I have another film which we discussed that we can't talk about also happening. So I think now, like the film that's stuck in my mind, like I really want to do a comedy film because I enjoyed, you know, I enjoyed people enjoying Dream Girl so much, like just people laughing in the audience. And I want to do a film where I have to learn a skill. Like I want to learn either like classical dance or like music or something, like a specific skill or like a sport for a film. Yeah.
Okay.
Selfishly because I just want to like learn something new.
Yeah. You have done 2 comedies, I think, and both of them have been appreciated. Pati
But
Patni,
I was not doing the comedy in those. I was always like, there was a situation and the comedy is happening around me. So I want to like be in like, you know, those like old school Akshay Kumar films, like Hera Peri and like,
that's
you know.
Cult. Cult. It's a different joy to see people laughing.
They don't make films like that anymore, like Welcome and No Entry and stuff. Like those used to be really fun.
Even I remember, even I missed that genre a
Yeah.
lot. And Ananya, you know, you are someone who has always been positive in your approach all throughout, irrespective of what the chatter is. How do you maintain that?
I don't, quite honestly. Because like I try to like preach being kind and positive all the time, but I also, as much as I can, tell people that it's okay to like, you know, not be positive and just be yourself and go through whatever you're feeling. So more than positivity, I think I try to preach like just being real. more than anything. That's at least what I'm going to try to do now.
Okay.
Because it is tough to just always be happy and positive and smiling, you know. It can get fake and it can get tiring also to be like that. So I think just being yourself and going through whatever you're going through and trying to do the best that you can as a human being also is what I'm going for.
But how do you cope up with stress?
Like cry and shout and like every other person copes with stress, but I try to keep myself busy. I think because my mind, if I'm free, is like a devil's workshop, as they say. Like I overthink everything and I go like crazy. So I try to keep myself busy. I think that's the best way to keep me positive and happy is if I'm busy. Yeah.
And last couple of questions. You know, on the social media, there was so much spoken about you. From there to social media appreciating you for your performances in 23, is that a sort of win for you? Do you think that's a win and that's how you look at 23?
I mean, it is. It's a nice thing and a great feeling, but I also know that everything changes every Friday, and you can't get complacent. You can't get carried away by the hate or the love. You have to be the same. You have to keep working hard and doing better because people change their opinions really quickly. So you can't give them a reason to change.
Great. And what's your dream role at this point of time?
As I said, I think learning a skill. Or doing like a biopic or something. Completely changing myself. And me also not recognizing myself.
And is there any wish list for 2024? Bucket list or wish list? Just generally, not film specific, even generally.
Yeah, I think prioritizing mental health would be on my wish list and bucket list. Like being consistent with my therapy, balancing my work life and my personal life. Maybe that's a priority.
Okay. Perfect. On that note, thank you so much. It was lovely speaking to you and wish you all the best for all the 3 films, including The Secret.
The Secret one. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.